Hey guys, it's your boy here, and we back. Got some more fake content for you, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. I have not been feeling the best lately, but the show must go on. So we got this double special heroes banner today. Also, we got the calendar today as well. Maybe we should take a look at the calendar first, just to talk about like what's going on and when it's gonna be happening. Okay, so first and foremost, we have the double special heroes banner, which just dropped today. We're going to look at that. We have a new heroes summoning event coming up on the 15th, which that means the trailer should be in 3 resets from now, basically, is when we're going to get the trailer. 3 days from now. So there's that. We're getting a mythic hero banner at the end of the month for 4/30, and we're also getting a Hall of Forms on 4/22. I've heard some talk down the pipeline that this Hall of Forms that we're about to get is actually going to be an Engage theme Hall of Forms, which is pretty interesting because, of course, we don't have very many Engage type units right now. So what are they going to give us access to in that Hall of Forms? I have no idea just yet. Probably the Alirs and probably... Let's see, who would it be? The Alir, male Alir, female Alir, and then like 2 others. I would have to think about it a little bit more. But they're probably not going to give us the greatest of the Engage units right out the gates. Maybe Saline would be in there. Probably like from the very first Engage banner. So it'd be like double Alir, Saline, and then 1 more. Probably not Alfred though, because he's a rearmed hero, so somebody else. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this double special heroes banner now. And these are the color shares that we have here. So on red, we've got Winter Byleth and the Summer Fior. Then on blue, we've got Seder, the New Year one, and also Winter Edelgard. Then on green, we've got double demotes. We have Reyna, and then we also have Tea Time Ferdinand. And then finally, on colorless, we have Goat Auntie, and then Yunaka. So why don't we start things off with red here. We have the Winter Byleth, who is a supreme unit. Really awesome. One of the better far savers, and he's up there with the Valentine Myrrh. I feel like this guy is sturdier and a little bit more effective at just doing the far save roll than Myrrh, but then he lacks the added utility of also having warp bubbles, so that's why I like Myrrh a little bit more than him. He does have this awesome duo button though, where he can give a lot of support effects to your allies and also give himself Surveillance Shield. The 80% protection against AoEs is hella clutch, and the Hexblade can help him clap a little bit harder. Then he's got a ton of really good effects on here, like Distant Counter, Null C. He's got Scowl, like triple Scowl, not just regular Scowl. He's also nullifying enemies' DR with his special. He's got non-pierceable DR. Like, this guy is definitely living the life. One of the better far savers. So he's a great unit to pull. We have him accompanied by this Winter Fior, or this Summer Fior, who is not the greatest. And it's doubly so now because we've completely ushered in a new wave of infantry Omni tanks, and this Fior is absolutely not one of them. So we've got Emblem Ike, who is just untouchable, pretty much, unless... You can build your defense team until you're blue in the face trying to deal with Emblem Ike, and it's still not going to work. Like, even my defense team, I've done so many things. I've got Fatal Smoke, I've got AoEs, I've got Leon, I've got, like, every single possible thing that you could do to deal with Emblem Ike. I have that on my defense team, and it still doesn't beat him. So it's like, dude... What do you even do? So it's not just him though either. It's also Atun Shida, who's on that same level without Null C Disrupt. Then we've also got the male Alir, who has his built-in Miracle and Come Back to Life effect. And then we have now also like the Desert Altina, who's a really good one. So Omni tanks or infantry god tanks, whatever the hell you want to call them, they are just on the rise right now, and the reason why they work is because they have a ton of non-pierceable DR on top of also having sky-high defense and res. Like, 28-28? Are you kidding me, Fior? This girl is, like, a special snowflake. She's gonna melt in 2 seconds. So, non-pierceable DR doesn't exist on her. She's trying to win speed checks, which is a very outdated form of tanking. Then we also have... She does have non-pierceable DR on Frostbite Mirror, I guess. And you could double up by giving her Emblem Ike's Emblem Ring to give her even more non-pierceable DR. But in melee combat, it's only 10%. And the other god tanks right now are doing much better in melee combat. She does have decent fodder, though. We've got Times Pulse 4, Spurn 4, and Attack Speed Finish 4. So she's not a terrible summon for fodder, but like as a unit, it's lights out, man. Her time is over. Okay, next up on blue, we have the New Year Satyr. Now this unit, I feel like I'm very jaded on this unit. Like there have been times where I'm like, oh, this unit's awesome, or like other times I'm like, oh, this unit's kind of mid. Like I'm not surprised by their ability. I'm not particularly impressed. I feel like they're okay. They can be a solid run on a lot of different teams. It's just, do you feel like running them or not? I mean, that's going to be up to you. They have the dreaded ability to end enemy actions, but theirs is fairly balanced as opposed to Duo Leon's, where he just has to attack the enemy or line up with them and then pop his duo skill. These two have to line up with the enemy in cardinal directions, and it's only going to be at the start of the foe's turn that they can do it. So it's certainly a lot more balanced and a lot more fair with this ability, even though it's a very powerful ability. It's more powerful, I would say, in Aether Raid's offense than anywhere else. You can actually run it in Aether Raid's defense if you set up a defense in the right way and you want to end somebody's action in a certain lane. You can make it harder for the opponents to approach you, but more so, I would say Aether Raid's offense is where this unit really packs a punch and where their ability to end actions can really come into play. So, for example, let's say you're running Emblem Ike and the enemy has, I don't know, Ike Green with Fatal Smoke, or like Duo Leon with Fatal Smoke, units that can do a ton of damage to Ike and then prevent him from healing. You can just end their action immediately with Satyr and not have to worry about that shit. So all of a sudden, Ike is untouchable once again. Right, so like this unit's a very good complementary unit to whoever your main unit is for Aether Raid's offense. They can shut down the biggest threat with their ability to end actions, and then from there on, your tank is just going to solo, or your Gale Forcer can like hit and run, or whatever you're doing can just work a lot more efficiently. So yeah, very strong unit there. Their fodder sucks though. Remote Sparrow and Sabotage, Speed Res, yeah, no, not happening there. Okay, then we have Winter Edelgard, another god unit for Aether Raid's offense. I mean, this is the best Gale Forcer in the game, bar none. Every single person and their mama is running a near saver that can tank her. So right now, that's Brave Edelgard or some other very good axe unit. I've actually seen the Microwave Girl a couple times. What's her name again? The one from TMS. I don't know, the Microwave Girl. You guys know who I'm talking about. She can actually be a solid tank against this Winter Edelgard as well, because she's green. But yeah, pretty much the gist of it is have a way to deal with this unit for your defense team, or else you're going to get swept. She can take 3 actions in a turn with giving her Gale Force and then her weapon having built-in Raging Storm. She's got really nice fodder too. We've got an Armored Blaze, we've got Attack and Defense Prime 4, and then Def Res Ploy. All of these are very good skills, so you can't go wrong by summoning this unit. Okay, then on the green pool, like I said earlier, we've got both of the demote heroes, so Reina and Ferdinand. Now, this weapon is pretty good, the Kumo Yumi. It's a brave attacking bow, it enables warping, and then it also gives you all stats of 4 when you enter combat at 75% HP or higher. So all those effects are pretty good. I don't believe you can refine this weapon, though, unfortunately, because it has innate brave. It's only when they have brave as a conditional effect where you're able to refine the weapon. So that does suck a little bit. It's only a 7 might weapon, but brave weapons, they still have a place in the meta, and they still have a place over a lot of other weapons that do not enable brave attacks. So it's a solid bow. Then for fodder, she's got Speed and Defense Rain 3 and also Attack and Speed Catch 3, which very good fodder. Specifically Speed and Defense Rain 3, which can be used as a prerequisite for attack or Speed and Defense Rain Snap. So the snap skills are incredible, and being able to just get that easier is very good. Reina herself is a solid merge project as well if you want to go for her. She's got a nice attack and speed combo. She's got an interesting color as green, and also I believe she had a super boon on speed too. So if you wanted to get her speedier, you could. All right, and then Ferdinand, another fast attacker here. This one's a tome type unit though. So he's got T-time set. Gives you Canto 1. It gives you, was there, half a null follow-up and then attack and speed up 5, which is a pretty solid green tome. Is that what we want to be running right now, though? Probably not, I would say. We need something a little bit more hefty for these offensive units than just this. But that's neither here nor there. Then we have Wind Sweep and Speed and Res Rain for Fodder, along with Rally, Speed and Res. Speed and Res Rain is interesting because you can use that to pick up the Crux skill now that we've got on the Bunny Chloe. But the Crux skill, it's a very powerful effect. You can do Speed and Res -4 to enemies in 3 columns and 3 rows, which is a wide radius of effect. And then it enables double attacks for all of your allies. So it's a really nice support skill. But I feel like these flyers, at least the ones that are able to run Rain Snap and like Guidance 4, Soaring Guidance, they probably want to do that instead. But for the rare like flying type units that don't have access to those things, like Rain Snap is only for melee type, and then Soaring Guidance, Guidance 4, you could just run the Soaring Echo Seal or Soaring Echo skill instead, and then run your Crux skill there. So it's pretty high investment, but there are some builds you can sneak it onto, so it's okay for Fodder. Like I said, this guy is an okay merge project because his stat line is pretty solid, but he's going to need a much better weapon than what he's got. And then finally, on the colorless pool, we have Nerus here, Goat Mommy. The only source of attack and speed wild, which, I mean, besides Freya, I can't really think of too many other beast-type units that want this, but it's okay. It's basically just flashing Sparrow with a little bit more gusto and being dual phase, which is nice. Then we got Speed Smoke 4, which, I mean, maybe on some builds, but, like, really not right now. And then her abilities are pretty much just Gale Forcing for the most part. And then we've got a lot of non-pierceable DR based on speed here. 25% of her speed is going to be First Attack and Brave Attack DR, which is quite a lot. So this unit's pretty fast. We got here 47 speed, and I believe she does have the Super Boon on speed as well. So as a Gale Forcer and as a speedy, like, all-rounder, brawler type of unit, then I think she's not too shabby. But you compare her to Winter Edelgard, who's just, like, supreme at Gale Forcing, and there's not really much of a comparison. And then we have Winter Yunaka, who is an excellent fodder unit, and this might sound really crazy to say, but I think she's actually fallen off in terms of damage. She's still really good because she has Canto Distant, but like when we talk about units like Emblem Ike and Attune Sheeta and the male Byleth and stuff like that, like, she actually gets clapped. She gets her cheeks clapped by all of them, because even though she can pierce DR, she can't pierce non-pierceable DR, which the current tanks are just running around with a ton of that. And if you can't pierce non-pierceable DR, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Also, the addition of Emblem Ike's Emblem Ring gives non-pierceable DR now to anyone you want. So that's another thorn in Yunaka's side. So without her ability to pierce like regular DR, then this unit really falls flat in terms of damage at that point. Now, she can still set up the flame tiles, and for fodder, she's the only unit with Assassin Strike, and we got Fatal Smoke 4, which, as I've been talking about, Fatal Smoke has been on the rise. So this is a god tier fodder unit, and you can still certainly find a lot of spots where she can be good because of the Canto Distant. But as an overall, like, wall breaker, she is nowhere near as good as she was on release. So my consensus on this banner is that I think there's some good units here for sure. Like, definitely some worthwhile units to pick up, like the winter units. And if you want Satyr, like, she has her spots where she can be good. But for the most part, I think this banner is a safe skip. Let's go ahead and hit our freebie pull here and see what happens. I don't even know what I want. Like, what do I even want? Maybe a copy of Yunaka for the fodder. Okay, that is not Yunaka, but that's how you expect those to go. So let me know your freebie pull in the comment section down below, and also if you guys are summoning on the banner. Best of luck to you guys. Hopefully you can pull what you're looking for, and my recommendations I would say blue is definitely in first place, followed by, what are we talking about here, red or colorless? I think red and colorless are probably tied. Byleth is a superior unit to anything on colorless, but the fodder from Yunaka is just out of this world and cannot be stressed enough. Like, especially right now, Fatal Smoke is godly. But Also, the thing about Fatal Smoke is you only need level 3 Fatal Smoke to beat Emblem Ike, because that's the one that nullifies healing. And then it's the level 4 that nullifies Miracle also. So level 4 is only like extra good against the male legendary Byleth, or male legendary Leer. But otherwise, I think Byleth is just a superior unit. So I might lean a little bit towards red, but I think colorless is just about tied with red, and then green is in last place. Unless you want to go for a merge on those two green heroes, then that's going to be up to you. So this is your boy Tasho signing out. Take care, guys. I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.